Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRIENDS and Detroit LIONS fans. Let's get to the news now. Folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could very well shake up the entire NFC North and maybe even the postseason landscape for the Detroit Lions. Rumors are swirling around that the Cincinnati Bengals might be open to trading one of their top edge rushers, Trey Hendrickson, and the Lions are apparently front and center in these discussions. Yes, you heard right. Hendrickson, the relentless pass rusher who's been making waves in Cincinnati, could be headed to Detroit. And believe me, this isn't just some idle gossip. It's something that could seriously transform our defense and give us that extra boost we've been craving to push deep into the playoffs and maybe even chase that elusive Super Bowl title. Let's peel back the layers and analyze why this makes so much sense for the Lions and what it means for the entire NFC North. First, a little background on Hendrickson. He's a guy who's been absolutely dominant when healthy, and in 2025 he racked up an impressive 5 sacks, along with 56 pressures and a PFF grade of 93, which places him among the best edge rushers in the league. His win rate sits at 40%, and he's constantly harassing quarterbacks with 22 tackles for loss, 7 forced fumbles, and a run defense rating of 92.0. Hendrickson is the kind of player who can change games single-handedly, and he's proven it over his career, with a total of 65 sacks and 228 pressures, maintaining a career PFF grading of 92.0. This guy is a true pass-rushing beast, capable of breaking through double teams with ease, and his burst off the line is elite, running a 4.62 40-yard dash, which makes him a nightmare for offensive lines. His ability to create chaos in the backfield, to chase down quarterbacks, and to force turnovers makes him a perfect fit for a team like Detroit that's looking to elevate its pass rush to elite levels. Now, let's think about why Cincinnati might be open to parting ways with Hendrickson. The Bengals are dealing with a tight cap situation, with roughly $11 million in negative cap space, and they're facing a rebuild after a disappointing 6-11 record in 2025. Their defense has been leaking points, allowing around 27 points per game, and that's partly due to injuries along their offensive line, which has struggled to protect Burrow and contain the run. Cincinnati's defense ranks 22nd overall according to PFF, with an average of 4.5 yards per carry allowed, and their overall grade sits at 74.6. With the team also needing to extend Jamar Chase, who's projected to cost around $27 million annually. The Bengals are probably looking at a strategic rebuild where they prioritize young offensive linemen and secondary help, rather than paying big bucks for aging edge rushers like Hendrickson, who is now 31. The proposed trade, as leaked by Adam Schefter via the ESPN app on January 2nd, suggests that Cincinnati could send Hendrickson to Detroit in exchange for a first-round pick in 2026 and a third-round pick in 2027. This move would give the Lions a significant upgrade on the edge, instantly boosting their pass rush and creating more pressure on opposing quarterbacks, especially in the NFC North, where rival offenses like Green Bay's lack of protection could be exploited even further. Detroit's current cap situation is pretty tight, with about $4.13 million available for 2026, according to Over the Cap. But that's enough to make room for a player of Hendrickson's caliber, especially considering the immediate impact he would have. Plus, with Penei Sewell set to miss Week 18 due to an ankle injury, adding Hendrickson would provide some insurance and depth along that defensive front, making us more resilient in critical moments, particularly in the playoffs. Let's talk about what Hendrickson actually brings to the table, because this isn't just any pass rusher. This is a guy who's been a fixture in the Pro Bowl from 2021 to 2024, and his production in 2025 was nothing short of spectacular. His sack total of 14.5, combined with 56 pressures, demonstrates his consistency and ability to get after the quarterback. His win rate of 40% is among the top in the league, and he's a nightmare for blockers, with a run defense rating of 92. Hendrickson's unique burst, combined with his technique, allows him to beat double teams and create chaos in the backfield. He's also an excellent run defender, with a tackle for loss (TFL) total of 22, and his forced fumbles, 7 in 2025, show his knack for creating turnovers. When you look at his career, he's accumulated 65 sacks and 228 pressures, which puts him in the elite tier of edge rushers in the NFL. His career sack rate of 0.9 per game makes him one of the most consistent and productive rushers in recent years, comparable to some of the best pass rushers in league history, like Khalil Mack in his prime. Now, why would Cincinnati want to let go of such a valuable asset? The answer is straightforward. With their cap situation, they're looking to cut costs and reset for the future. Their defense, while talented, is not performing at the level they need it to be, especially when it comes to stopping the run and generating consistent pressure. Hendrickson's cap hit of around $29 million in 2026 isn't sustainable for a team that's trying to rebuild from the ground up, focusing on developing young offensive linemen and secondary players. Additionally, with Joe Burrow's offense struggling a bit, EPA per pass of 0.14, which is relatively low, they're prioritizing protecting their franchise quarterback and building around him, rather than paying big money to a 31-year-old pass rusher. The Bengals are in a phase where they're evaluating their roster and trying to set up long-term success, which might include parting ways with some veterans for draft capital. For the Lions, acquiring Hendrickson would be a game-changer. Imagine adding him to a defensive front that already features Aiden Hutchinson, who's been proving to be a true star with 15 sacks in 2025 and a PFF grade of 94. Hendrickson's presence alongside Hutchinson would turn our pass rush into an unstoppable force, elevating our sack total from around 52 to potentially over 70. That's a staggering increase in pressure and disruption. The combination of Hendrickson and Hutchinson would create relentless pressure on opposing quarterbacks, forcing mistakes, and helping our secondary play more aggressively. Hendrickson's ability to generate pressures, his total of 56 in 2025, plus his knack for forcing turnovers, could be the key to elevating our defense into one of the league's top units. It would also take some pressure off our secondary, which has been solid but could benefit from more disruption up front. Looking at the broader picture, this move could propel the Lions into a new level of playoff competitiveness. Our defensive rankings, currently hovering around the middle of the league, would get a serious boost. We'd be better equipped to contain high-powered offenses like the 49ers or Eagles, and that could be the difference in close playoff games. Plus, Hendrickson's experience and leadership, he's been a Pro Bowler 4 times, would bring additional veteran presence to a young and hungry Lions squad that's been steadily ascending the ranks. Now, shifting gears for a moment, let's talk about the Super Bowl implications. Hendrickson's addition could significantly shift the odds in Detroit's favor. FanDuel's odds for the Lions to reach Super Bowl LX have already improved from plus 1,000 to plus 350 after rumors of this potential trade surfaced. That's a massive jump, and it's rooted in the idea that with Hendrickson, our pass rush becomes one of the league's most feared. His record-breaking sack total of 14. 5 in 2025 against some of the league's best offensive lines, like the Vikings, who allowed 48 sacks last season, is a clear indication of his ability to dismantle even the toughest protections. The analytics support this too. PFF models suggest a plus 27% chance of Detroit winning the Super Bowl if this move happens, which is a huge boost compared to previous odds. The Lions, with their offense ranked 3rd in scoring at 30 points per game, would have a new dimension of threat on defense, making Ford Field a fortress in the postseason. In terms of team strategy, this trade could push Detroit into a true dynasty. By adding Hendrickson, we're not just patching a need, we're making a statement. Our front becomes a relentless assault, capable of dominating even the best offenses in the league. It's a move that signals we're serious about competing at the highest level, about ending the playoff drought, and about making a real run at that coveted Super Bowl trophy. Hendrickson's relentless pursuit of quarterbacks, combined with Hutchinson's dominance and the rest of our young core, creates a perfect storm that could push the Lions into the elite tier of NFL teams for years to come. And with the cap space available, we can manage the financial side of things, especially considering the potential playoff and Super Bowl revenue that would come with a deep run. Now, looking beyond just the immediate impact, think about the message this sends to our entire organization. It's about ambition, about setting a tone that the Lions are here to contend, and they're willing to make bold moves to get there. Hendrickson would bring a winning mentality, a relentless edge, and a proven track record of postseason success. The Bengals might be seeding this star player because they're in a rebuild, but for Detroit, this could be the missing piece that turns a playoff-caliber team into a true Super Bowl contender. It's about elevating our pass rush, creating mismatches, and making Ford Field a nightmare for opposing offenses. And of course, this isn't just about one player. It's about the vision of the team, the coaching staff, and the front office working together to build something special. We've seen how a good pass rush can transform a team, how it can change the way offenses play and open up opportunities for our secondary and our offense to thrive. Hendrickson's addition would allow us to focus less on blitzing and more on creating pressure with our front four, which is exactly what we need to take the next step. It's about making Detroit a fortress, a place where opponents fear coming in, knowing that our edge rushers can take over games. And let's not forget, the NFL is a league of inches and moments. A single game can turn on a sack, a forced fumble, or a crucial third down stop. Hendrickson's ability to produce those game-changing plays could be the difference maker in the playoffs, helping us break through that glass ceiling we've been scraping against for so long. It's about capitalizing on every opportunity and making sure our defense is as fierce and relentless as our fans demand. In conclusion, this potential trade for Trey Hendrickson isn't just a move for this season. It's about setting the foundation for a sustained winning culture. The Lions are on the cusp of something special, and adding Hendrickson could be the spark that ignites our championship pursuit. Cincinnati might be rebuilding, but Detroit is building an empire. The future looks bright, my friends, and it's about to get even brighter with the addition of a player who's proven he can dominate on the biggest stages. The Lions are ready to roar even louder, and Hendrickson could be the next piece of that puzzle, pushing us closer to that Super Bowl dream. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Detroit Lions news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Detroit Lions fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster move? Do you think Hendrickson would be the perfect piece to complete our puzzle? Or do you believe we should focus on other areas of the roster first? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because your opinion matters so much to us and to the Lions organization. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Detroit Lions news. The offseason is heating up and the future is looking incredibly promising. Keep that Lions pride alive and let's get ready to make some noise in 2026.